Hi guys, I'm Surin. I represent the red side of Manchester,
Hi, I'm Viren and I represent the blue side of Manchester.
and we are the
Manchester
Manchester
Brothers.
Brothers. Okay, so as we know, within the season has actually just started yesterday,
Yeah.
and we saw Liverpool play Leeds yesterday, and both our Manchester teams have not
Didn't
played
play.
yet. Yeah, so they will be starting tomorrow. So this channel we are going to discuss about both sides of Manchester, the blue
Yes.
side and the red side, and how are we going about the week in football. Yeah. So let's start with the first question. Uh, what are you most excited about for the upcoming season?
For me, I'm excited about how Chelsea are going to play because they have made 6 new signings.
Yeah,
That is quite shocking.
it's exciting, but don't you think all these people they'll have some trouble to to
Yeah,
form a
they
chemistry
will
together? It will
they
take
will
some
have
time for them
some
to.
time because they are from all over the world. It will take quite some time. But once they get the perfect chemistry and have,
If we may not know whether they
Yeah.
will, but yeah.
if
Yeah.
they don't, it could be a very big problem for Chelsea. But if it does, even Chelsea could be the champions of the Premier League this
Yeah.
season.
But do you think Frank Lampard is the correct person to do it? Because I mean, yes, he did very well in his first season, given that he had his transfer ban. So people like Mason Mount came up, Reece James came up. So a lot of youngsters had to come up and step up the play because they didn't have the base.
I mean, like this shows that Lampard can actually adapt to the situation. Like he doesn't like complain or like anything. He just adapts to the situation and try his best to make like the best out of the situation.
Yeah, but now it's a very different situation. So you're dealing with players from different countries with different footballing background, and I mean, we've seen over the years people who come in and may not. But I mean, it is exciting. Um, for me, I feel I am really excited to see the Marcelo Bielsa's Leeds United. I know they are an arch rival of Manchester United, but I am really excited to see his game. And yesterday was a real push. Yeah, they played really amazing. To see a team that has just got promoted and come to play like that against the champions, probably the best defense in the world. Arguably the best defense in the world last season. I mean, Bayern Munich is on a different level also, but that was just
amazing.
Yeah. So and I mean, people can say that Van Dijk made a mistake and all that. But still, I mean,
For the team who just came to the Premier League, that's amazing.
I mean, the way he speaks is he's very straightforward, and that explains why so many managers look up to him. And I'm actually also excited to see Manchester United back in Champions League. So that sound of the Champions League music is playing in the background every time. So I am excited to see that again. And, okay.
Okay, now we're going to talk about the confirmed transfers and the rumors that have been going on for the past few days.
God. Transfers and Manchester United is it's like a nightmare. I think that's happening now. Yeah, compared to Chelsea. I mean, we were just talking that Chelsea made 6 signings. Manchester United is hiding behind this COVID and saying, "Oh, we got no money, we cannot buy players and all that." But then, man, we'll start off with your team because if you start my team, then it's going to go down in a very negative way. So, yeah.
So, Manchester City have bought Nathan Ake, centre back from Bournemouth, and Ferran Torres, a right wing from Valencia FC. I don't think Ferran Torres can make like a very big impact, but Ake might give like a little impact because Man City are quite weak in defense.
I think last season your defense was where you all lost it. You all lost it last season because of your defense. You didn't have a proper defender and
centre backs and
and so much so that Fernandinho had to play centre back.
His original position was defending midfield.
I'm sure when you're talking about the centre back for Man City, we are obviously going to talk about Koulibaly. Yeah.
So I think if Koulibaly's transfer is confirmed, I think he can make a very big impact in Manchester City because his physicality, his defending, everything is like very good, and he's also currently like some people call him the best defender of Serie A. So
Yeah.
if he comes to Man City, I think he can make a big difference.
But do you think, I mean, yeah, I know, but you know, he's 29 this year, 29 years old this year. So do you think he can adapt to the game of English Premier League? Because you know, it's fast-paced game, and he is a very physical player. And but do you think he will suit your team? Do you really think? You,
I mean, if the teammates get along well with him,
Yeah.
and he's used to the fast-paced English game, I think he can be a great defender in the Premier League. But if he doesn't, I mean, like still, even if he like the chemistry is not there, he's not used to it, but still like he will kind of make like a small impact. But
Okay.
it's best he what do you say, he get used to the fast-paced game, and he can, even though he's
think he
29
can,
years
yeah.
old, he can become like a very good defender.
So how about Nathan Ake? Because I think when the transfer window opened, both Manchester United and Man City
Yes.
were involved, but Man City grabbed him up very fast, and the fee was quite high, 41 million for Nathan Ake for a team that just got relegated. You know, so do you think?
Yes, you can look at it in that way, but you can also look at it in another way. Like he like can start like all over. I mean, like he's like not a very good, a great defender, but he's okay. Like he's used to the English game. He's like played for Bournemouth like for
So I mean, now let's come to the red side, which actually there has been not much movement at all. Besides, Donny van de Beek happened very fast. The stats from last season for him was very good. He's like an all-round midfielder, which
He's not
I
only
think-
good in attacking, he's good in everything.
but we don't know how someone coming from the Eredivisie is going to adapt to the English game. So that is to be seen. But he is very exciting prospect to see in the English Premier League. You know, he's the right age. He hasn't hit his peak yet. You know, but I know when we're talking about transfers in Manchester United this season, this upcoming season, there's only one
Quite
name.
unlucky.
There's only one name in everybody's mind.
Jadon Sancho.
Jadon Sancho. So yeah, and you know that Alexis Sanchez has left, and the number 7 jersey is vacant for a reason. Yeah, obviously everybody knows what the reason is.
But
It's
do you think Sancho will agree to come to Manchester United?
okay. From it's a very difficult question to answer. I will say I'm about 70% there. I think he will come. I'm really hoping that he will come and I'm hoping it will be done by this week, so that the Crystal Palace game next week he will be there, which will make a lot of difference. I mean, if you can if you can divide Manchester United transfers last season, if you will say that pre-Bruno Fernandes and post-Bruno Fernandes, it was two different teams.
Because before Bruno Fernandes came, like their defense was kind of sloppy and they were inconsistent. But when Bruno Fernandes came, they even managed to beat Manchester City, and they did.
They did beat Manchester City without Bruno Fernandes the first time around. So, okay. But you see, the thing is, I feel because the transition of play when he's there, he transitions, he helps them transition. So much so you can see at the end of season, he was so tired. He was actually so tired and looked very jaded, So, and he was still carrying the team. And I will tell you that he single-handedly, probably with some help from Martial and Greenwood and Rashford here and there, he got us to the Champions League. and yeah, so if that was what, I'm sorry, we're just running away from the point. So the point is, if Jadon Sancho comes, there will be such a thing that before Jadon Sancho and after Jadon Sancho. I mean, we're also talking about other transfer rumors which are there. Thiago Alcantara, who just won Champions League with Bayern Munich. I think if he comes, he will make an immediate impact on the team. I mean, I know we were discussing about Koulibaly being slow at 29, and he's the defender. This one is a midfielder, so he makes much more difference. But his range of passing and his
Creates a lot of chances.
yes, yeah, exactly. So I mean, he can actually one of the things when Bruno Fernandes came is he took some of the weight from Pogba. So Pogba, you can see he was more relaxed when he's playing, so he's not so much stressed that he's carrying the team. So you need someone like this, someone like Jadon Sancho to come and carry the burden of this team so that it's equally distributed and it is not pinpointed at one person. Okay, next, the next question is what do you think the most common formation is going to be for the season for Man United and Man City? What do you think?
I would say Pep would most probably like last season a 4-3-3 formation.
Okay, so I mean your keeper is obviously Ederson.
Then our left back is Zinchenko or Mendy. I would say they are equal, but Mendy plays kind of good as a left wing back.
Mendy got some attitude issue and all that, right? No.
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
And the two centre backs now that's under debate because we have Laporte, we have Ake now, we have John Stones, we have Nicolas Otamendi, and we have Koulibaly of course. But
you haven't got Koulibaly,
yeah,
right?
if
So
we
okay.
have Koulibaly,
Yeah.
I think it would be Koulibaly and Laporte as centre back.
Okay.
And right back would obviously be Kyle Walker. Central defending midfield, if Man City buy Koulibaly, I think defending midfield will be Fernandinho. But if they don't, I think it will be Rodri. Central midfield, obviously it's Kevin De Bruyne and Gundogan. And
Silva, you all have lost Silva, right? Silva
Yeah,
is so
Real Sociedad.
Okay.
And left wing is obviously Sterling. Foden also can play left wing. Foden can also play as attacking midfield, but
Okay.
he is not under the starting level now.
Mm.
Striker is Aguero, Gabriel Jesus. Since Aguero has healed from his injury, I think he will be Aguero. And right wing is Bernardo Silva.
Okay, then Mahrez, what does Mahrez
Mahrez,
fit into the team?
I mean, he's good, but I don't think he's consistent as Bernardo Silva. I mean, he could have a place in the starting 11, but for me, I think it is best to put Bernardo Silva.
Okay. But how do you think Kevin De Bruyne will do?
I mean, last time he won the PFA Players of the Year, and then I would say he was the best player.
He really still be carrying the team. I mean, last season there was. Liverpool ran away with the title last season, right? So you cannot. I mean, they were just a class above all, you know.
They were just too good last season.
They were just too good. So I mean, do you think they can spread out? Because I think Sterling could have done a bit better.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone knows what he did against Leon.
But I also remember when they were playing the Manchester derby, he was inside Aaron Wan-Bissaka's pocket. He didn't come up.
I mean, Wan-Bissaka was amazing in the game, but Sterling could have improved. He should have played like how he played against the 4-0 match against Liverpool. Against the match, everybody played super good, but then they should have done that from the start of the season, but then they didn't do it. So
it's not so easy to keep consistency. Okay, moving to MU, I would say in goal it's obviously you start with David De Gea. Although he made a lot of mistakes last season, but I hope to see the De Gea from 3 to 4 years ago, who can carry the team, who used to carry the team himself. I mean, he has
2017-18 was his prime season.
I mean, he carried the whole team. Right back, obviously it's Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So, but at the same time, I think Brandon Williams actually is a right-footed player. He should be playing on the right, and Timothy Fosu-Mensah can play on the right and left, or as a cover for both. Centre back. Unfortunately, we're not buying a centre back this season, so most probably Maguire and Lindelof. But I hope Tuanzebe is fit this season, and I want to see Tuanzebe own the back line, where I can see someone who is there to, like what Vidic did in
Maguire plays like how he played for Leicester.
I hope so, but we cannot say. And then on the left back we have Luke Shaw. But that's why I think they're looking at a left back, Alex Telles or Reguilon, so that make a difference. Defensive mid is obviously going to start with Matic or Fred, Matic or Fred.
Most probably Matic.
Yeah, the bit more advanced on the right will be Pogba, with Pogba or
Bruno
no,
Fernandes.
no, Pogba or Donny van de Beek, with Bruno
Obviously, Bruno
Fernandes in the
Fernandes.
attacking midfield, and on the right wing, I'm hoping Sancho will be there when I see the
Or
formation.
if he doesn't go there, it has to be Rashford.
The right,
Oh, yeah,
right
yeah.
will be Greenwood,
Yeah.
and left will always be Rashford and or then James, and the forward is for now Martial or Igalo, but Martial will obviously start. I mean, it's not a bad team. It's not a bad team, but it could improve, and yeah. But I think as what happened in the second half of last season, the man that will matter is still Bruno Fernandes. What he does, and if Sancho comes, it's going to be a whole different ball game because he is going to take us up another level. So that's the progression that we need. We don't know whether we can get it.
So now we're going to talk about what we expect our team to finish at, where we expect our team to finish at, and what's the actual reality.
Okay. So
What do you think about Manchester United?
okay, I can divide it into with Sancho and without Sancho.
Okay.
Because without Sancho, because you see we have now actually this season looks very exciting because we have not only Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, we also have Marcelo Bielsa. I mean, Leeds we don't know where Leeds going to finish. Only towards the end, I think. But we also have Carlo Ancelotti with Everton, and you have Brendan Rodgers with Leicester. And also we're talking about who else? And we have Jose Mourinho with Tottenham. And Lampard and all. But Lampard and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer are still new to the manager game. I would say still very new. But these other people are so experienced. But without Jadon Sancho, I think we'll probably finish outside the Champions League spot. I really don't think that we can qualify for Champions League without. That is the reality of it. But my expectation without Sancho, I would at least finish fourth. Fight for the fourth place. With Sancho, I expect us to be fighting for the title. I really do. I really expect them to be fighting for the title.
For me, the expectation, obviously, I want Man City to, win the Champions League, like win all possible trophies and leave the Premier League trophy. But reality, I mean, like if Koulibaly comes or like if they improve their defense, they could win the title. But if they stay and play like last season, I think they won't be as good as Liverpool.
So basically you expect to win everything. So you expect to get quadruple this season and beat my treble of 99.
I mean, like they should win on the Carabao Cup, like how they win like.
Okay guys, so if this end of the season quadruple happens, you know that you've heard it here first from my Manchester brother, but I'm not going to comment on that.
They should win the Carabao Cup. I mean, FA Cup is kind of like, I mean, it's not Man City's priority, but Man City's priority is obviously Premier League and Champions League. Like what we know, they did the same thing like what they were doing for the past 4 years by losing in the quarterfinal. But
Yeah.
I hope they can win next season as well. But if Bayern Munich continue to play like last season, they will conquer again.
But I mean that's difficult to say. We don't know how the European. But I for myself, Manchester United, I expect them to reach at least the quarterfinals of Champions League. I mean that would be a good enough season for me with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I really hope Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can keep his job. That's actually one of the big expectations that I have for the season because it's going to be tough if he doesn't get his transfers. It is going to be tough because I don't think people will be as forgiving by the time December comes, and we might. I don't want to go through this thing where we still go back to going and seeing another manager and restart the whole thing. I don't think it will help the club in any way. But do you think? I mean, last season we just won the League Cup, right?
Carabao Cup, yeah.
Yeah, Carabao Cup. Yeah. So yeah, I mean we didn't even win that. We lost in 3 semi-finals. Then our target last season was Champions League, and we got it. Right?
That was like the last day, and
Yeah.
everything was decided on the last day.
Yeah, see. So that was that. So, but this season probably one of the League Cup or FA Cup. We hopefully can get one cup and quarterfinals of the Champions League, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer keeps his job. And more importantly, if Man United don't fall into the Champions League spots this time, there's no way Sancho is coming next season.
Yeah. Unless he comes this season.
Yeah, this season he has to come so that you can continue the progression. But I think Man City, it depends on what Guardiola comes up right with his team of the day.
They
right?
could, they could like continue what they did last season, like the possession and counter attacking and all that. But he cannot like use the same tactics, and like what I said just now, he doesn't have to underestimate people. He not underestimate, but sometimes in key moments he puts the wrong player at the wrong place.
Okay, so
That's all for today.
that's all for today. So let's just leave it. Next week you're playing Aston Villa. So any prediction?
My prediction will be Man City 3-1.
3-1. Okay. My prediction, if Sancho comes in by next week, 3-0 against Crystal Palace. If Sancho doesn't come, probably 1-0. I'm looking at a clean sheet, hopefully. Okay. Thank you for joining us, guys. Do join us next week.